4 days. That's how long Lazarus had been dead. His family had already said their goodbyes. The mourners had gone home. The tomb was sealed. Hope had been buried with him. And that was exactly when Jesus arrived. To everyone standing there, he was 4 days too late. But Jesus wasn't late. He was about to reveal something the world had never seen before. In the quiet village of Bethany lived 3 siblings, Mary, Martha, and their brother Lazarus. They weren't strangers to Jesus, they were among his closest friends. Whenever Jesus visited Bethany, he often stayed in their home. It was a place filled with love, laughter, and faith. But one day, everything changed. Lazarus became seriously ill. As his condition worsened, Mary and Martha grew desperate. They sent a messenger to Jesus with a simple request. "Lord, the one you love is sick." They believed that was all Jesus needed to hear. Surely he would come immediately. After all, my teenage coach, he had healed blind eyes. He had made the lame walk. He had cast out demons. Why wouldn't he save his own friend? But something unexpected happened. Jesus didn't leave. He stayed where he was. One day passed, then another. The disciples couldn't understand it. Why would Jesus wait when every moment mattered? Then Jesus finally spoke. "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I am going there to wake him." The disciples smiled. "Lord, if he's sleeping, he'll recover." But Jesus wasn't talking about ordinary sleep. He looked at them and said plainly, "Lazarus is dead." Silence filled the air. Then Jesus added, "And for your sake, I am glad I was not there, so that you may believe." Without another word, they began the journey to Bethany. When Martha heard that Jesus was approaching the village, she ran to meet him. Tears filled her eyes as she spoke. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." She looked at Jesus and said, "But even now, I know that God will give you whatever you ask." Jesus looked at Martha with compassion and replied, "Your brother will rise again." Martha answered, "I know he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day." Then Jesus made one of the greatest declarations in all of Scripture. "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live, even though they die. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die." Jesus continued toward the tomb. Mary fell at his feet, weeping. The mourners cried with her. Seeing their grief, Jesus was deeply moved. Then, Jesus wept, the shortest verse in the Bible, yet one of the most powerful. Soon they arrived at the tomb. Jesus looked toward the entrance and said, "Take away the stone." Martha hesitated. "Lord, he has been dead for 4 days. There will be a bad smell." Jesus gently replied, "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" Slowly, the men rolled the heavy stone away. The crowd stood in silence. Jesus lifted his eyes toward heaven. "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe you sent me." Then Jesus turned toward the dark entrance of the tomb. His voice echoed through the valley, "Lazarus, come out!" For a brief moment, nothing happened. The crowd held its breath. Then, movement. A figure slowly appeared from inside the tomb, wrapped in burial cloths, alive. Lazarus walked out. The crowd stood frozen in amazement. The man they had buried, the man who had been dead for 4 days, was alive again. Jesus smiled and said, "Take off the grave clothes and let him go." That day, Jesus didn't simply perform another miracle. He revealed exactly who he is, the resurrection and the life, to everyone else. The story had ended at the tomb, but Jesus showed them that death does not have the final word. Maybe today, something in your life feels hopeless, a dream, a relationship, a prayer you've been waiting on. Remember Lazarus? When everyone else believed it was over, Jesus was only getting started. Because with Jesus, no situation is too far gone, no heart is beyond healing, and no story is beyond redemption. If this story encouraged you, subscribe to this channel.